Deep in the rivers and lakes of Africa, there lives a giant that's both fascinating and a little bit misunderstood. Meet the hippopotamus, one of the most powerful, unique, and surprisingly playful creatures on Earth. Although they spend most of their lives in the water, hippos aren't fish, they're mammals, and believe it or not, their closest living relatives are whales and dolphins. Yes, these chunky river dwellers are cousins of the ocean's giants. Hippos thrive in sub-Saharan Africa, living in slow-moving rivers, lakes, and swamps. They need both water to cool their massive bodies and grasslands nearby to graze at night. And while they look like they could have come from another planet, hippos actually originated right in Africa, where they've lived for millions of years. Now, did you know there isn't just one type of hippo? There are actually two species. The common hippo, those big ones we picture lounging in rivers, and the pygmy hippo, which is much smaller, more secretive, and lives in the forests of West Africa. The pygmy hippo is only about the size of a big pig, tiny compared to its massive cousin. Hippos are very social animals. They love company and usually gather in groups called pods or bloats. A single group can have anywhere from 10 to over 100 hippos, all led by a dominant male. So yes, they definitely enjoy being in groups. So do hippopotamus have long-distance migration seasons? No. Hippos do not migrate like other animals. Their movements are mainly localized and tied to their daily needs and the availability of water. Every evening, they leave the water where they rest all day and travel several miles to graze on land. During the dry season, or as water sources shrink, hippos are forced to locate the remaining rivers and lakes. This seasonal concentration is their form of migration, driven by the need to find permanent water and food source. Who knew a hippo's journey is a smart commute? Here's something cool. Hippos have their eyes, ears, and nostrils on the top of their heads. This lets them peek out of the water while the rest of their body stays submerged. It's like they're built with natural snorkeling gear. They spend up to 16 hours a day in the water to stay cool under the hot African sun. And although they look bulky, hippos are excellent swimmers. Their webbed toes help them glide, and they can even walk along the river bottom, holding their breath for up to 5 minutes underwater. And guess what? Hippos can't sweat. Instead, they secrete a reddish, oily fluid sometimes called blood sweat. It's not blood at all. It acts like sunscreen and keeps their skin moist and protected. So how big are hippos really? Adult males weigh between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds, and females aren't far behind, averaging around 3,000 pounds. That's like having a car sitting in the river. Despite their massive size, hippos are herbivores. At night, they leave the water to graze on grass, using their wide lips like lawnmowers. They can eat 80 to 100 pounds of grass every night. But here's the funny part. They don't actually chew their food very well. Instead, they tear and swallow it quickly, then let their stomachs do the rest. Now let's talk about those giant teeth. Hippos have massive tusk-like canines that can grow over 20 inches long. But they're not for chewing food. They're for defense and fighting. When a hippo yawns wide, stretching its mouth open nearly 150 degrees, that's not a yawn, it's a warning. And don't be fooled by their bulky bodies. Hippos can run up to 19 miles per hour, and they can keep that up for short bursts on land. Yes, they're faster than most humans could ever sprint, so you definitely don't want to get in a race with one. Because of their size, strength, and territorial nature, hippos have a reputation for being aggressive toward humans. They're not predators, but they will fiercely protect their space, especially if someone gets too close to their pod. In the wild, hippos usually live around 40 years, but in natural preserve, they can reach up to 50 years. When it comes to mating, things get a little noisy. Males make loud bellows and grunts to show dominance, and females usually give birth in the water to a single calf after about 8 months of pregnancy. The baby hippo, called calf, can swim almost immediately and nurses underwater too. How amazing is that? A baby hippo will stay with its mom surprisingly long time, normally between 7 and 8 years old. And here's the fact that surprises most people. Hippos are actually one of the loudest land animals. Their calls can be heard from over a mile away. It's like the rivers of Africa have their own built-in soundtrack. Hippos may look like they're lounging all day, but their sleep habits are just as fascinating as their size. During the heat of the day, they rest in the water, sometimes even sleeping completely underwater. Here's the amazing trick. Without even waking up, a hippo will automatically bob to the surface, take a breath, and sink back down. It's like their body is on autopilot, snoring below the surface and still breathing safely. On average, hippos sleep and rest for about 16 hours a day. This time is crucial for them to stay cool in the water and to protect their sensitive skin from the sun. And speaking of adorable, baby hippos often ride on their mother's back while she's in the water. These piggyback rides keep the calves safe, help them rest, and give mom a chance to show off her little passenger. It's one of the sweetest sights you'll ever see in the animal kingdom. From their massive size and mighty tusks to their surprising speed and love of water, hippos are living proof that nature is full of incredible surprises. They may look like sleepy river giants, but they're social, smart, and perfectly adapted to life in Africa's waterways. So next time you see a hippo lounging in a lake or opening its mouth wide, you'll know there's a whole world of amazing facts hiding behind that big toothy grin. Thanks for joining me on this journey into the world of the hippopotamus, the heavyweight champion of the rivers. If you enjoyed this journey, give us a thumb up, subscribe to BearBunk, and follow our channel for more amazing wildlife stories. And remember, hippos aren't just sunbathing floaters. They're fierce, funny, and fascinating all at once. Hippos remind us how amazing the wild truly is. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonderful world of animals.